People off Queens calls him the Queens Creeper. From a young age, he engaged in petty crimes. He terrorized the city from 1970 to 1972. Joseph Baldi was born on January 16, 1941, in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York. From a young age, he exhibited signs of mental illness and engaged in petty crimes, primarily burglarizing homes. He was treated for his mental health issues at Creedmoor State Hospital between April 1962 and January 1967, where he also learned carpentry. Joseph Baldi, also known as the Queens Creeper, who terrorized the Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York City, from 1970 to 1972. Baldi's criminal activities escalated dramatically in 1970. On September 19, 1970, he broke into an apartment at 144 to 96 88th Avenue in Jamaica, where he encountered 23-year-old Arady Kolormanis. To prevent her from screaming, he stabbed her in the throat. Despite her efforts to alert her husband, she succumbed to her injuries at the hospital. Baldi continued his spree, breaking into ground-floor apartments in the Richmond Hill and Woodhaven areas. On April 13, 1971, he murdered 21-year-old Clara Torriello by stabbing her multiple times in her bed. Baldi's reign of terror came to an end on September 5, 1971, when police officers John Hamburger and Frank Mobilio caught him attempting to break into another apartment. When confronted, Baldi pulled out a .22 revolver and attempted to shoot Officer Hamburger, but the gun misfired. The officers managed to apprehend him. Despite being arrested, Baldi was released from Creedmoor State Hospital in February 1972 without notifying the district attorney or the court. He continued his criminal activities until he was finally indicted for multiple murders in July 1972. Police tried to track Baldi and finally they caught him again. He was found guilty of multiple murders and attempted murders. Baldi was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison, which he served at Sing Sing until his death on October 17, 2009. Baldi's case is a tragic example of the failures in the mental health and criminal justice systems, allowing a dangerous individual to continue his crimes due to inadequate oversight and communication between institutions.